Look, they are making means, Mr. E. But if you look at the Tottenham of, like, let's say 3 seasons back, we know, Mr. E, they're always there in the Champions League. They're fighting for number 2, even fighting for the championship at one point. But now, Mr. E, they've lacked something. Something is not going right at Tottenham. Currently on the log standings, Mr. E. They're 8 points behind the league leaders. That's Girona. They're 7 points behind Real Madrid. So now they're no more fighting to win the league against Real Madrid, but they also have another team, which is Girona too.
Hello and welcome to this week's exciting episode of the Diski Preview Show. Signing in is yours truly, Mr. E. And I'm not alone in the studio, ladies and gentlemen. I have uThuisha weDiski, a former soccer player with 7 years experience in sports analysis.
Thanks for that intro, Mr. E. Taking nothing away from you. You also have 10 years experience in bookmaking and soccer analysis yourself.
I've been cooking the predictions for 10 years, uThuisha weDiski.
More than enough experience between the both of us, Mr. E.
Yeah, but today we'll be taking a look at 5 of the big matches that will be headlining this weekend. Let's start off at Stamford Bridge, where Chelsea is going to be playing against Aston Villa, while Tottenham, they'll square up with Manchester City.
That's the FA Cup, right?
Yes, yeah, definitely. That's the FA Cup. And Barcelona will be playing against Villarreal.
Going back to the FA Cup, in our 4th game, we have Everton, who play Luton. And last but not least, we have Fulham, who host Newcastle United.
Those are thrilling encounters, uThuisha weDiski. What are your thoughts out there? Who do you think is going to win? Who's going to pick up the 3 points? And who's going to lose at the end of the day? Let's see that on the comment section.
And if you're liking this video, please click on the like button and don't forget to subscribe.
And now let's take a look at our first game. It's Chelsea. They will be going head-to-head with Aston Villa at Stamford Bridge. uThuisha weDiski, the Blues have established themselves as one of the biggest clubs in EPL, but they've got nothing to show it in recent times.
When it rains, it pours, Mr. E. The Blues are currently struggling. Hey, I mean, if you look at the league itself, they're not doing well at all. Currently sitting at number 9, as exposed to the visitors today, which is Aston Villa. They're sitting 4th, Mr. E. They're doing exceptionally well. So I'm expecting a very tightly contested game.
Certainly it has to be a tightly contested game. But Chelsea, on the other hand, I think they've done very well in cup or trophy or competitions as opposed to doing very well in the league, uThuisha weDiski.
Yeah, if you look, I mean, recently, Mr. E, we know Chelsea, they've written their names in the Champions League. They have their names in the FA Cup. I mean, they're playing FA Cup now. Remember, Chelsea took the FA Cup, I think it was the 2020-21 season. So they're very much capable of taking this FA Cup. Last season, they were knocked out by a very excellent side, that is Manchester City. So, but they'll be looking to redeem themselves and maybe, play a possible final in this year's competition.
Most certainly, because it looks like for them to play in Europe, definitely they need this cup because ending the season in top 4 doesn't look like it's going to happen for the Blues.
It's going to be a very difficult one, Mr. Ian. Difficult one. They need the silverware. Here's an opportunity for them, Mr. Ian. It's exciting to see the likes of Cole Palmer there at Chelsea. He's in form. But Chelsea will definitely be looking for him for the win. And unfortunately, they'll be missing Jackson. We know he's playing at AFCON. Hopefully it doesn't affect Chelsea that much. But Aston Villa itself, they're in form, Mr. Ian. Like I said earlier, they're currently 4th in the log. And they have the likes of Watkins and Bailey to look upon. We know they've been scoring goals lately.
Yeah, most certainly. It looks like it's going to be an entertaining one when Chelsea goes head-to-head with Aston Villa. But now let's get into the exciting part, uThuisha weDiski, the predictions for this match. Who is going to take away or go home or stay with the 3 points?
Look, Mr. It's a cup game, so there are no 3 points this time.
It's
like who's going through to the next
FA
round.
Cup.
And that's the FA Cup. And Chelsea needed more, Mr. E. Aston Villa on that side, they in a good form. Tightly contested game, Mr. E. But I think Chelsea will just edge Aston Villa. So I'm going for a Chelsea win.
Chelsea win. Those are the predictions of uThuisha weDiski. Stay tuned. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with him? Let's see that on the comment section. And now let's take a look at our second match. It's Tottenham. They'll be hosting the Citizens. That's Manchester City. Diski. This one is going to this one will be tightly contested. And looking at Tottenham, I think they last won silverware in 2008. They'll definitely have to redeem themselves now.
Yeah, what a tight game we have on our hands again, Mr. E. So early in the FA Cup, and you're already having a Premiership, big Premiership clubs locking horns.
Yes.
I'm sure they would have loved to avoid each other.
Yeah.
But here we are, they're playing against each other.
Yeah, most certainly. But Tottenham of late, I think they've tried to pull up their socks, weDiski. They are not as bad as they were in recent times. I think they are making headway in terms of becoming one of the big teams in the EPL.
Look, they are making means, Mr. E. But if you look at the Tottenham of, like, let's say 3 seasons back, we know, Mr. E, they're always there in the Champions League. They're fighting for number 2, even fighting for the championship at one point. But now, Mr. E, they've lacked something. Something is not going right at Tottenham. Look, to even make matters worse now, coming to this game, this FA Cup game, they are without Son. We know Son is taking place in the Asian tournament. So it's going to be difficult for Tottenham coming to this game.
Yeah, it will be difficult considering the fact that they will be playing against a very, very ruthless Manchester City side.
I love that. Ruthless. To make matters worse, De Bruyne is back, Mr. Ian. You saw what De Bruyne did in his last game. Came on second
phenomenal.
half. Assist like how he usually does, and a goal to add on top of that. Coming to this game, I'm hoping Pep can actually start De Bruyne this time. Doku is also back, so I would like to see that combination of Doku, De Bruyne, Silva there in midfield. Supplying Alvarez. I think that's a deadly lineup, Mr.
Yeah, I think with the list that you have just given us, weDiski, it looks like we're going to be having lots and lots of goals.
Yeah, most definitely. If you remember the last meeting between these two teams that was in the league, end of December, it ended in a 3-3 draw. So when these two teams meet, we are spoiled for goals. It's a pity. You know who scores goals for Tottenham? It's Son. They're without Son in this game. But on the other hand, they have Rickelson. Rickelson is also he's quite capable. He's been scoring of late, so he'll be looking to score some more.
Yeah, most certainly. Okay, weDiski. Now I'm gonna put your head on the block. Tottenham versus Manchester City. Who's gonna walk away victorious?
I think Man City will be a better side coming to this game, Mr. So I'm giving it to Man City. Man City straight win.
weDiski is saying Manchester City is gonna have an edge over Tottenham. It's 2 matches done and 3 matches to go. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to stick around until the end of the video, whereby we'll be giving you a recap of all today's predictions.
And we'll also be giving you our poker bet codes to make your lives easier when placing your bets. And don't forget to press the like button, comment, and subscribe.
Now let's fly straight to Spain, where we'll be taking a look at the game between Barcelona, who will be playing against Villarreal. weDiski. Barcelona, they've been playing very well of late after receiving that 4-1 drubbing by Real Madrid.
They should change the name. They should not be called Barcelona anymore. I mean, Mr. E, Barcelona. What on earth is happening in Barcelona?
But they must be scared right now because Real Madrid gave them 4-1. Look, now we've got Real Villa.
Look, Mr. E, if you look at Barcelona, where they are currently on the log standings, Mr. E, they're 8 points behind the league leaders. That's Girona. They're 7 points behind Real Madrid. So now they're no more fighting to win the league against Real Madrid, but they also have another team which is Girona too.
To contend with.
Mr. E.
Yeah, it's not easy days for Barcelona.
If you look when they signed Lewandowski, we expected great things. When Xavi took over the reins, we expected great things. Yes,
but Lewandowski has been doing the business for them. I think he did score in that 4-1 drubbing.
Look, Mr. If you're gonna say Lewandowski is doing the job for them, then it means Barcelona is actually poor this season. Because if you compare the Lewandowski now for Barcelona and the Lewandowski for Bayern Munich, those are two different Lewandowskis, Mr. E. How many goals does he have now? We should be talking that he's on like 20 goals, but he's nowhere close to that, Mr. E. He's not even one of the top goal scorers.
But it's it's quite evident that Barcelona has taken a deeper informed Tisha weDiski, and they will be playing against a Villarreal team. But I don't think Villarreal will be able to withstand the pressure from Barcelona.
Look, going forward, Mr. E, Barcelona needs every single point available. If you're already 8 points behind the log leaders, that's 3 games, Mr. E. If you continue to drop more points, you're opening the gap. And there's 2 teams ahead of them. So, Mr. A, it's a must-win. Going forward, Barcelona must win all the coming games.
Most certainly. That's uThuisha weDiski. Therefore, you is saying Barcelona, a pale shadow of their former selves. Now, let's quickly get into the predictions side of things. uThuisha weDiski, Barcelona is going to be playing Villarreal. Who's going to win that one?
Barcelona need the win more than Villarreal. But on the other hand, Villarreal, with the likes of Moreno, he's scoring goals for fun there at Villarreal. They'll be looking to cause an upset. But I think Barcelona have enough striking force to actually win the game. So I'm giving it to Barcelona. Barcelona straight win.
Barcelona having enough firepower up front. Do you think maybe it's going to be over 2.5 goals?
Definitely. Barcelona win over 2.5.
And maybe a BTS as well, uThuisha weDiski.
No, I see them keeping a clean sheet.
That's uThuisha weDiski. They're saying Barcelona is going to keep a clean sheet. Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll be taking a look at the game between Everton, the Toffees. They'll be playing against Luton. Now let's quickly go back to England, where Everton is going to be playing against Luton. uThuisha weDiski, both teams coming to this game in dire situations on the league table. I think they've been performing badly.
No, to be fair, Mr. E, we can say that about Luton. Everton, on the other hand, the point deduction. It actually cost them quite a lot. Look, now only 1 point separates Luton and Everton. But now if you're looking at the matches played and the results, Everton is way better than Luton. However, they have met already once this season, whereby Luton actually won that game by 2-1. So if you look at head-to-head, Luton is a better team.
But Everton is going to come into this game with one thing on their minds, uThuisha weDiski, and that is to progress to the next round of the FA Cup.
Yes, I mean, if you look at Everton in the recent years, they have been a better team compared to Luton. Luton is just recently relegated. Everton are capable of winning silverware. So I think for them, it's a good fixture that they're featuring Luton. They avoided teams like your Man Cities and your Tottenham. So they'll be looking to make a most of this fixture by winning this game and going through to the next round.
Most certainly. It looks like they're going to win this one here because I think the rivalry dates back to 1933, uThuisha weDiski. These teams have been at each other's throats.
Yes, I mean, it goes a while back. But remember, with Luton being relegated and playing in the Championship and League One for quite some time. So there were not too many meetings between these two sides. I mean, if you skip the last meeting that they had this season, you have to go back to the year of 2017 where these two sides actually met. That's like a whole different generation as compared to now.
Okay, uThuisha weDiski, we hear you. The resident foodie is saying it. And now let's quickly get into the predictions of this one. uThuisha weDiski, Everton is home to Luton.
Look, Everton, they lost. As I said, they lost the game, the previous meeting between Luton. So this is a redemption game. They want to show with a better team than Luton. So I'm giving them a win. Everton win.
Everton win. uThuisha weDiski saying that's going to be the dominance of Everton against Luton. And now let's go straight to Craven Cottage Stadium, where Fulham is going to be hosting Newcastle. uThuisha weDiski, Fulham will be hosting the Magpies, and this one promises to be one of the highlights of this weekend.
Most definitely, Mr. E. A reason for that. I mean, if you look at Fulham last game in the league, they actually went over to surprise the Arsenal. So they beat Arsenal. So they come into this game heads held up high. You look at Newcastle on the other hand. We know Newcastle was once regarded, it is regarded as one of the biggest clubs since the new ownership. But if you look at log-wise, Mr. E, they're not sitting where they wish to be sitting.
Yeah,
I mean, you look at Newcastle, last 5 games, they actually won 1 game and lost the other 4.
Yeah.
Same with Fulham on the other side. Yes, they beat Arsenal in the last game, but before then, they went on to lose 4 games.
Yeah.
So both these teams have actually got 1 win from the last 5 games.
Yeah, but most people thought with regards to Newcastle, the Magpies, that the injection of the capital of money by the Saudis, by now they should have been competing for the number 1 spot or the number 2 spot to weDiski. It doesn't look to be happening.
Look, there was at some stage, there was a time where you remember Newcastle was fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, look, they played Champions League.
Yes.
It's a pity they were knocked out, but they played Champions League.
Yes.
You know, to play Champions League, you need a top 4
a big
spot.
tick.
So they did make top 4 last season. So
Yeah.
we expected consistency. We expect them to be in the top 4 again, but it doesn't look like that. I don't see Newcastle being in the top 4 this season.
That's Newcastle for you. It's currently sitting at position number 10, while Fulham is at position number 13. Tisha weDiski, if I were to tell you one of the most stubborn teams when they're playing at home, I would tell you that it's Fulham.
Look, I mean, you have the last results. Fulham beating Arsenal by 2-1.
Yeah.
So that's a point.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Newcastle, Mr. E, it's a powerhouse.
Yeah.
I mean, surely, like we've said, they finished in the top 4 last season. So they're regarded as one of the big teams in the EPL. Now they must prove that. You cannot be a big team just by name, but the results will actually give you that status of being regarded as a big team.
But it surely doesn't look like it's going to be a stroll in the park at Craven Cottage at Tisha weDiski when they come across a rather stubborn Fulham, as we said.
If you look at current form, Mr. E, it can go either way.
Yeah.
It can go either way. But I think Newcastle have a more of experienced side as opposed to Fulham.
Yeah.
So I just see Newcastle over-aging Fulham in this game.
Okay, and those are your predictions, Tisha weDiski. We want to hear them from the horse's mouth. Can you give that to us again, Tisha weDiski? The predictions.
I'm saying Newcastle win in this game.
That's what Tisha weDiski for you. There is saying Newcastle will definitely walk away victorious from Craven Cottage, the home stadium of Fulham. Now let's quickly take a recap on today's matches. Tisha weDiski, let's start off at Stamford Bridge, where Chelsea is going to be playing against Aston Villa.
Chelsea win.
And Tottenham is going to be hosting Manchester City.
Man City win.
Barcelona will be squaring it up with Villarreal, Tisha weDiski.
Barcelona win.
Everton and Luton will be locking horns.
Everton win.
While Fulham and Newcastle, they will battle it out at Craven Cottage.
Newcastle win.
Those are the predictions of Tisha weDiski. Do you agree with him? If you don't, please tell us on the comment section.
We'd love to hear from you, so please don't be shy to leave your comments in the comment section. And we do have Book a Bet codes available for these predictions that you've just heard. Simply take those Book a Bet codes and go to any of our branches nationwide and place your bets. Or if you're an online customer, simply take those Book a Bet codes and place your bets online.
That's life made easy for you by the Bonus King Betfred. I would like to thank you very much for tuning into this week's exciting episode of the Diski Preview Show. And signing off is yours truly, Mr. E.
Once again, thank you very much for tuning in. I'm yours truly, uThuisha weDiski. Don't forget to press the like button, and most importantly, don't forget to comment and subscribe.